What happened to Frank Raffaele? I first learned of Frank Raffaele through an article in the Verona Cedar Grove Times, a New Jersey newspaper, after a gang stalking Google search. It explained a former Verona resident, Frank Raffaele, was handing out flyers in New Jersey to expose the gang stalking he was experiencing. On the other end of the coast in California, I had been doing the same thing. I'm sure Frank told me he was a financial advisor. I wondered to myself if it was an unhappy client who got him targeted. I found Frank's email address and we communicated by email a few times. Our relationship ended because I associated electronic harassment with government disinformation, and Frank was adamant it was happening and told me if I discounted it publicly, he would have nothing to do with me. I read about Frank's death on another government gang stalking target's website, fightgangstalking.com. It seems strange to me I could find no obituary on the internet about Frank's death. Only a very short reference to it on a funeral home site. The article I had read from the Verona Cedar Grove Times had disappeared from the web. Luckily, some gang stalking targets had copied the article, so it's the copies which can be found now on the web. When I met Frank on the net, I was skeptical of him because he introduced me to a group, purportedly a support group for gang stalking targets, which both the author of fightgangstalking.com and I think is bogus. It seemed to me the purported support group portrayed gang stalking targets in the worst possible light and might be a group started by our own government as part of their disinformation campaign on gang stalking. That belief was consolidated when the leader of the group sent me an advertisement for a stun gun and said I should buy one for self-protection. I was sure the use of stun guns by citizens was illegal, and I felt I was being set up. If you look up directed energy weapon on Wikipedia, you will find the U.S. does have some very strange weapons indeed. Was I wrong about electronic energy weapons being used on citizens? Was Frank Raffaele right? Why is there no information about his death on the web? I have many relatives who have died, and I could always find their obituaries online. What happened to Frank Raffaele, who sought to wake up his fellow citizens in New Jersey to his gang stalking and failed? Why is he now dead? There needs to be an investigation.